Good evening, YouTube. I'm Classic Gen Fan 9. Today I'll be reviewing The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Now, there really isn't a bad Zelda game out there. There was only like 2 or 3 CDI creations that I heard from the Angry Video Game Nerd, and those weren't even made by Nintendo. But The Legend of Zelda series, it's a big franchise. I can understand why Nintendo made so much money, why it's got such a big fan base. It's a really good game, and Ocarina of Time is basically what started it all for it. Now, I'm sure y'all know there's going to be a new Zelda game revealed at E3 tomorrow, as a matter of fact. They call it Legend of Zelda Week 2, but that's probably not going to be the title for long. But Link doesn't have his sword for a little while. He has something to do with a girl that resembles the Master Sword and looks like the Great Fairy from Wind Waker. But it shouldn't be bad. It's a Zelda game after all, and I hope you enjoy this review. It's my very first review, and sit and enjoy. The first cutscene of the game basically sums up to you who Link is. Now, Link, in the manga it says he's got here, his father was a soldier for Hyrule, but he was killed in the earlier war. His mother escaped with him, but she just gave birth to him like not too long ago, right before she escaped. But she died in front of the Great Deku Tree, and the Great Deku Tree took him in as a Korok. A Korok is the inhabitants of the Korok Forest, but they don't age. They don't age unless they leave the forest, but they end up dying. Now, they always have fairies to accompany them, but Link doesn't have a fairy, and for that he's picked on by all the other kids. He has one friend, her name's Saria. It's like she's his dearest friend, but he's constantly picked on by the village leader, Mido. Later, a fairy known as Navi is sent by the Great Deku Tree to retrieve Link and bring him back to him. As you can see, she's kind of naggy. Now, once Link sees the Great Deku Tree, the Great Deku Tree explains to him why he brought him there, which the Great Deku Tree is cursed by an evil monster, and Link has to go in there and get it out of him or destroy it. Now, after you defeat this evil being inside the Great Deku Tree, the Great Deku Tree that reveals that Link's nightmare was actually true. Now, I didn't show the nightmare earlier, but I'll show it right now. It takes place at Hyrule Castle. And you see the child Zelda fleeing Hyrule. She looks back at Link. And then you see Ganondorf, who is the evil villain in this game. Then before the Great Deku Tree passes, he tells Link that he needs to retrieve 3 spiritual stones. Now, the combat system in this game is fairly simple. A toddler can use it, but simple means good. You don't want the combat system being complicated, because Zelda's already a complicated game with its puzzles and stuff. You basically got a 3-slash attack with your sword, which is your main weapon. You can even do a charge attack, which is kind of like a spin move. Link also got a shield, but as a child it can burn up, so you have to buy a new one until you get a steel one when you grow up. Now, like as it says in the title, there is an ocarina in the game. Now, the ocarina is a very, very important item, as you'll discover in this game storyline. But people teach you the songs such as Sheik right now teaching Link the Serenade of Water. But basically what the ocarina does, it can teleport you, and you need the songs to open gateways to the temples as Link grows older. You even need certain songs to unlock certain effects. Now, you get items through treasure chests in the game, such as big ones like these where Link gets his first sword. Now, you do get little treasure chests too, but they're usually for like keys and stuff to unlock doors and dungeons. They're nothing big. But you don't only get that, but as Link gets older, you can't use some of the items used as a kid and vice versa. He can't use some of the adult weapons if you go back in time. Now, you also get techniques from the Great Fairy. Now, mostly she just raises your status. She usually increases your health along the way, your magic power. Sometimes she even gives you extra stuff like a rupee bag or a bomb bag and such. But the best thing she will give you is basically 3 techniques. They're named after the 3 goddesses who created Hyrule. As an example, right now she is giving Link Dense Fire. Pretty handy item, but Dense Fire is the attack, and the other transports you in temples, and the other one provides a protective barrier around you, but it wears off in time to time, so be aware of that once you finally receive it. Now, as for the boss battles in this game, I'd say they're easy, but it's nothing to be disappointed about. I mean, honestly, would add more difficulty and more frustration if the boss battles were harder, because the dungeons do get confusing, especially the water temple. I don't know what it is about the water temple, but it's confusing in every Zelda game. I don't know why, so don't ask me. But you'll feel really proud of yourself once you beat a boss, especially going through them hard dungeons like the water temple. But the overall effectiveness of this game, I mean, it's very well put together. I mean, there's nothing I can simply say about the game. I mean, I love the characters, I love all the tribes, the Koriks, the Zoras, the Gorons. They're all priceless, and they're used in future Zelda installments such as Wind Waker, Majora's Mask, and Twilight Princess. And I'm expecting them to be used in the new Zelda being announced tomorrow as well. But the overall game, this game set the bar for the Zelda games. There's no other way I can put it. I mean, and it's still used today. All the common story of a boy in green garments going through Hyrule. It never gets old. It never gets old to any of us fans. We love doing it all over and over and over again. Now, as far as Zelda, I mean, Zelda is Nintendo for me. Don't get me wrong. I love Mario, Star Fox, Metroid, F-Zero, etc. But Zelda's really what brought me into Nintendo. I mean, I'm a Sega guy, so, you know. But to sum things up, if I had to flat out rate this game, I give it a perfect 10. There's nothing wrong with this game. It's got good gameplay, good music, good graphics. It's an N64 game, so you can't expect next-gen graphics. Now, I don't want them to remake this game or nothing. The game is perfect. It needs to stay the way it is. But I really would like to thank y'all for looking at my review. This is my very first review. I redid it 3 times because the audio was terrible. My narrating was terrible, so I apologize. But I did make a website. I would like all you Zelda fans to join. All you video game fans would like to join. I really appreciate it. But as far as the E3 coverage tomorrow, I will definitely say something. You will hear a response from me on the new Zelda game. But until then, I'm Classic Gen Fan 9. I will put out more reviews, and thank you for watching this review.